All right, let's jump right in. Welcome, creators, to this Masterclass Explainer. Today, we are tackling a workflow that is literally revolutionizing how we produce visual content. We're talking about replacing expensive, wildly time-consuming traditional animation. Imagine taking just one single storyboard image and, in a matter of minutes, transforming it into a complete, dynamic, cinematic movie. No joke, it's that fast. So if you're an independent creator, a filmmaker, or you just want to test out some high-conversion product ads without completely blowing your budget, you are in the exact right place. Let's unlock this.
Here's our quick roadmap for today's explainer. Section 1, Building Brand Reference Sheets. Section 2, Crafting 4K Storyboards. Section 3, Animating with Seedance 2.0. And finally, Section 4, Troubleshooting and Pro Tips.
All right, starting with Section 1, Building Brand Reference Sheets. This right here is the absolute secret to visual consistency.
You know, a lot of creators actually skip this step, and it's a huge mistake. Setting a rock-solid visual foundation is absolutely crucial for maintaining a rigid brand identity across your entire project. If you don't use a reference sheet, the AI is just going to guess. Your character's face or your product's design will shift around from shot to shot, and we definitely don't want that. We want unshakable consistency from the first frame to the very last. To pull this off, we use the Higgsfield AI platform. It's a super simple three-step process. Step 1, select their GBT Image 2 model. Step 2, upload some well-lit, multi-angle reference photos so the AI isn't left guessing. And Step 3, apply your custom character prompts. This illustrates perfectly what that custom character prompt actually looks like in practice. You start off with your framework base text, asking for those multi-angle references, and then you hit it with the hyper-specific details. Neutral expression wearing a brown leather apron, black cargo trousers, and dark unbranded Gorp core trainers. I mean, it is incredibly specific. If you wanted, say, a Pixar animation style, you'd literally just tack that onto the very end of the prompt. You are essentially handing the AI a perfectly curated wardrobe and mood board.
Now, what if you're making a commercial ad for a physical product instead of a character? Well, the process is actually even faster. For product sheets, text-only generation requires absolutely zero base photos. You don't have to upload a single image. Instead, you rely heavily on keywords like ultra-premium, clean, sleek design and, this is a big one, cinematic studio lighting. This basically forces the AI to churn out detailed industrial design sheets with these highly dynamic angles. It looks like it was shot in $1 million studio.
Go ahead and grab a screenshot of this exact wording for your product prompt framework. You use your base text and follow it up with ultra-premium, clean, sleek design, cinematic studio lighting, detailed industrial design product sheet. Those specific words, especially cinematic studio lighting, man, those are the magic keys. That's what elevates your generation from feeling like a basic sketch to a high-converting, truly professional commercial asset.
Moving right along to Section 2, Crafting 4K Storyboards. Let's turn these ideas into actual visual scenes.
Okay, with our brand identities completely locked in, let's build our scenes. Step 1, define your style. For this masterclass, let's go with a vintage rubber hose animation style. Set your visual fidelity to high and pick your aspect ratio, say 16:9 for YouTube. Now Step 2 is cool because you don't even write the complex scene prompt yourself. You just upload a Storyboard Prompt Builder MD file along with your character image straight into an LLM like Claude or Gemini. Then Step 3, you take the detailed prompt that the LLM spits out, drop it back into Higgsfield, and please do not miss this, set your generation to 4K resolution with a batch size of 2. That ensures you have professional, high-quality options to choose from.
What's kind of mind-blowing here is just how simple your initial input to the LLM can be. You literally just hand Claude or Gemini a basic direction like ultra-dynamic cartoon scene where the bearded man is making a latte in a coffee shop, finishing with some stunning latte art. That's it! The LLM takes that simple seed of an idea, analyzes your character sheet, and expands the whole thing into a massive, highly tuned prompt that Higgsfield understands perfectly.
The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that number, 4,000. Scaling up to 4K resolution isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a sheer necessity for professional brand outputs. If you want your final video to be crisp, engaging, and actually capable of driving real conversion rates for your brand, you simply cannot start with low-resolution storyboards. These AI animation tools desperately need those dense 4K pixels to interpret the scene correctly. Always generate your storyboards in 4K.
Section 3, Animating with Seedance 2.0. Time to bring the storyboard to life.
Now for the actual magic. This is where ByteDance's incredibly powerful Seedance 2.0 model breathes life right into our static panels. This whole pipeline takes just a few minutes. Step 1, upload your 4K storyboard and character sheet and run the IP eligibility check. You gotta make sure there are no copyright hiccups. Step 2, input your video and audio prompts. Step 3, configure your output specs for a 15-second duration. And Step 4, just hit generate. Seedance will automatically extract the core ideas from your storyboard and weave them into a multi-shot video with really dynamic cinematic camera angles. Now, I want you to pay extremely close attention to the prompt used here for the audio. It says, use the reference storyboards to make a full animation movie. For the audio, diegetic sound only, natural ambience, environmental Foley. Okay, that phrase right there, diegetic sound only, is a total secret weapon. It tells the AI to generate audio that actually exists within the physical world of the scene. Think the clinking of coffee cups or the hiss of an espresso machine. It stops the AI from just slapping a random distracting music track over everything, which makes your ad feel incredibly grounded and premium.
Before you hit that generate button, let's lock in those specs. You want a 15-second duration. Choose 16:9 if you're heading to horizontal platforms like YouTube, or 9:16 for vertical stuff like shorts and reels. But listen, here is a massive money-saving tip for you. When you're just prototyping and testing out different ideas, set your resolution to 720p. Save your generation credits. Once you have a take that you absolutely love, then, and only then, you pay to render the final version in beautiful, full 1080p.
Section 4. Troubleshooting and pro tips. Because, let's be real, things don't always go perfectly on the very first try.
Even with the absolute best tools in the world, you'll hit a snag occasionally. The most common issue you'll run into is a broken continuity frame during the storyboard generation phase. So imagine panel 5 completely loses that vintage rubber hose style we established earlier. It looks totally different from the rest of the panels, and boom, your brand identity is ruined. But as you can see, the fixed frame has that rubber hose style fully restored. So how do we actually achieve that fix?
It's surprisingly easy. You fix it by directly referencing the broken panel and using a very explicit fix prompt. You input the broken image as your reference and type exactly this. Ensure that panel 5 has the same rubber hose animation style applied to it as the rest of the film. You are literally just telling the AI exactly where it messed up and commanding it to realign with your brand aesthetic. It is such a simple yet incredibly powerful troubleshooting trick.
Another huge concept to wrap your head around is how Seedance 2.0 actually thinks. It operates on something called story beats. Basically, story beats are the major narrative connection points of a scene. Seedance prioritizes these beats so it can generate highly professional, natural multi-shot camera angles. What it does not do is an exact, literal frame-by-frame tracing of your storyboard. It interprets the idea and the action itself, which is exactly what gives you that stunning, cinematic camera movement instead of just a rigid, boring slideshow.
To really summarize the reality of this entire workflow, let's weigh the pros and cons. On the plus side, lightning-fast prototyping. It completely eliminates the absolute headache of manually stitching single shots together, and the budget savings are just massive. The cons? Well, because it leans heavily on those story beats, your absolute literal accuracy to the original storyboard might be slightly lower. It's not going to be a 1-to-1 pixel match. Plus, getting the absolute best results definitely requires some practice with advanced prompt engineering. But honestly, the trade-off in time and money saved makes it undeniably worth it.
So, we've covered how to lock in your brand identity, generate those rich 4K storyboards, and animate the whole thing with immersive diegetic audio using Seedance 2.0. You now literally have the blueprint to bypass those wildly expensive production studios and create high-converting cinematic ads right from your desk. So that leaves us with one final, massive question. With one storyboard generating a full cinematic movie in minutes, what impossible idea will you prototype today? Get out there, start experimenting, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.